Hello again, everybody. Well, what do you know? The floor is done. Wait a minute. Wasn't the floor done like 3 videos ago or something? Yeah, I'm standing on the floor and there are no walls up. So, have we regressed? Have we went backwards on this job somehow? And I don't remember the floor being that high off the ground. Look where the truck's at. Very strange. By the way, this is the second floor. You can see the walls of the first floor down there. So we are standing on the second floor right now. So I've done a little bit, or we have done a little bit since the last video. Well, really, we stood the back wall up and built this floor. That's really all we've done. It is a little bit though. Let's go downstairs and look at it, and I'll show you what all we've done. I've come from upstairs. This is the floor for the upstairs. And of course we left an opening right here because you have to have a way to get from downstairs to upstairs, so might as well go ahead and leave it right about here. I'm thinking anyway. I mean, I could always move it over that way some, but for right now it's right here. I guess that's where the elevator's going to go, so we'll leave that open. All right, so we have our back wall in, and you can see there are no windows in this part because this is going to be bathroom right here, this area. In here is going to be living room, so we do have a window for the living room. We've got a window there, and over there. Well, that's going to be in the kitchen. But that way we have a little bit of natural light coming in from all angles of the living room except for that way, which is going to be bathroom. Yeah, that's it. But all right, the bathroom will come from about 5.5 to 6 foot over and come out probably to about here. I'm thinking I'm going to go ahead and give 8 foot for the bathroom itself, and I'm going to have to work out all the dimensions before I start setting walls here. We do need a wall right in here somewhere because of supporting the second floor, and I have to make room for a bathtub and a toilet at least, and probably a vanity also. And then upstairs, some of y'all may be saying, now wait a minute, wasn't this going to be a half loft and you're going to have the living room area open all the way to the peak? And yes, you're exactly right. That's what I was going to do until I saw a walkthrough of a 2-story, 12 by 20 house that is pretty much exactly the same as this house. It's got the dormer sticking out the front. It's a perfect copy of it almost. And I'll put a link to that little video that I found on YouTube. And it just it's a real quick walk through. They just pretty much just go in. They got barn doors on the side over here, and they walk in. They have a stairwell that leads up, and they have the second floor upstairs. And it is a pretty neat little walkthrough. And when I seen how much room there was upstairs with the full floor, then in my mind I said, well, That's it. I'm doing the full loft because that gives you so much more room up there. And I don't think I'm really going to miss the open ceiling. Now we do have to reinforce this ceiling, floor, whatever you want to call it here, because I guess it's both. We do have to reinforce this and probably connect. I started right here. Let me show you. All right, so you can see I've started in here. I'm cutting blocks and sticking them in where the seam is. You can see a seam right there. And I figure that will strengthen up the seam between the plywood, and also being that this is connected to this floor joist, and it will be connected to this one, it will be connected to this one. It will strengthen everything because this one has to push on that one too. So yeah, anyway, and I'm going to go all the way across this side too. But for right now, we have some weather forecasted. And I think it's more important to get the roof peak and all that done so that I can throw our house wrap over top of it. And also, I have this plastic laying back here that I can throw over top. We don't have the roofing yet, of course, but this way it will be protected from the elements. All right, so up here, I've got these 4x4 posts, and you can see that they are 8-foot posts. So it takes 3 of them to make our I'm going to take a 2x4 by 12, and I'm going to start at that end, and I'm going to go this way till it gets to here. Then I'm going to take a 2x4 by 10 and go the rest of the way. And then I'm going to flip it over and do the same thing on the other side. And I figure that will be my top beam that's going to be for my ridge beam, I guess. And then all of my rafters will tie into that, I think. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. And that should work. I mean, that should make a good, thick ridge beam for everything to tie into. And it will actually get its strength from the rafters coming up at the angle that they're going to be coming up at. Yeah. So, I'm going to try nailing the 2x4s onto that, flopping it, nailing them on the other side, and we'll go from there. Alright, so you can see I've already got this 2x12 nailed on, and it breaks right there. Now, when you get to this end, I've got that marked at 10 feet from there. What I'm going to do, I'm going to cut that. That gives me a 22-foot ridge beam for my roof. I think that should be plenty. It's 20 foot, that leaves a foot of overhang on each side. It should be good. And then, yeah, I'll go ahead and put that together. All I'm doing is nailing it together on that side, and I'm going to flip it over and nail it together on the other side, and I will have a pretty good sized beam for my ridge beam. It should work. Now I'm just going to cut that off. We have a 6.5 inch ridge beam, 4 by 6. Or 4, that would be a 4 by 7, wouldn't it? That should be a big enough ridge beam. I think it'll work. Anyway, let's see what we need to do next. Pretty good to me. Hold these things on, I'm using these screws right here, and I'm putting them on the end at 2-foot center, and once we get them all the way across, we'll start putting up rafters. All right, so now we have a dormer sticking out here, and you can see that there's going to be pretty good headroom. I'm standing in the bedroom, and you can see my head is still above, got plenty of room. I actually could have made this wall a little shorter and had more pitch, but I think it will work the way, let's see, I think it will work the way that I've got it. You can see the way that we've slapped it together. Seems like it's working. I'll tell you what, it's way up here. Let's get down and take a look at it from the ground and see what it looks like. Well, That is getting to be quite a tall structure. See if I can get another angle of it over here. A little more distance would help. There we go. A bit farther away from it, and you can see it's starting to take shape. And yeah. See, once we get the rest of these on, we'll be able to actually cover it up and have it so we don't have to worry about water getting in it. Yeah. I mean, it's a house basically now. All right. Well, that's got a little bit of work done today. As you can see, we've got second floor. We've got a roof. Well, not a roof, but rafters. And the beginnings of our roof. Yeah, it is really taking shape, I think. We need some siding. We need to wrap it and stuff like that. But it's all coming along. Anyway, I guess that's going to be about it for this video. Appreciate everybody watching, and I'll see y'all on the next one.